Hi, welcome back to yomaxfitness.com. This is the third video in this 3-video series about the Alexander technique, and Lelia is going to take it away.
I'd like to talk about changing habits, which is of course the important part and the not so easy part about bringing the Alexander technique into everyday activities. I'm going to use a chair as an example because getting into a chair is going into a squat. So what could be more useful than using this activity, which you do 100 times a day, as an exercise? So if you would stand directly in front of the chair, let's begin with your feet a little further apart because it's a better stable
Platform
for your movement if you have a little broader, wider stance. And then immediately you're going to bring your attention to your neck, not to tighten but to release. So just a thought. It doesn't take a doing, it just takes a thought to the neck to be free, and then to allow the head to release from the occipital joint, which happens as soon as you free your neck, your head will be free, and it'll free to move easily without your body, just your head, not your shoulders.
That pausing really does make a difference,
really still.
though, doesn't it?
Yes, so
when you pause.
When you pause before you give the direction or before you sit?
Well, either way, just allowing myself to stop. Because if I just try to do it.
Because if you go right into a chair, you will do what you ordinarily do, and there will be no stopping.
All that
the stimulus and the response are just wired together, and in order to change a habit, you have to insert a space, which is called the choice point, and you can pause to do that. So you've said the pause is actually the moment when you remember you want to do something different. And right on the heels of that comes the direction to lengthen, free the head, and then letting the whole back lengthen. So you're back to feeling the integrity of the spine all the way up. And that's going to stay that way no matter what you do. You're going to use your leg joints and muscles to lower you in space. So first of all, it's knees, right? And when the knees go, the hips go with them. And the knees go forward, the hips go back. So let the knees come forward a little bit and the hips come back. And that folds you up so that you just find yourself in a chair without any difficulty. And you've just done a nice squat. So you've gotten a little extra for your money.
One of the things I notice is that I'm aware that I'm using my legs much more than I might otherwise, just sort of drop into the seat, use my back, or just use momentum to sort of fall into it.
And be careful when you sit or when you talk to somebody that you don't stiffen here and just tilt your head up, because that's going to make it hard for you. If you try that, if you stiffen a little bit and lift your chin and try to move your head, you'll find it doesn't move very easily. In order to let your head move, you have to release the tension right in the occipital muscles here. And they should really always be released. Your head will not fly off. It actually balances beautifully. You don't have to hold it on. And if you want to...
Mine might, but most people's won't.
So as you're sitting, the next thing to notice is what you're sitting on. You're sitting on your sit bones, the base of your spine, which are the foot of the pelvis, the 2 feet actually at the bottom of the pelvis. They're lower than the base of your spine. The spine ending in the tailbone is something you can't sit on without causing yourself a great deal of stress. If you slump, go into a slump. Now you're going back onto your tailbone.
Right.
If you sit that way very long, you'll feel it stings or it hurts or there's some kind of
low back starts to hurt.
Repercussions. If you over straighten, let's say you try to be really straight, you know, you really want to sit up straight, you're going to use a lot of tension here. That's not going to help because it's very hard to maintain and it's not balanced. If you're on your sit bones, your body will maintain balance for you, and you have freed your muscles for movement and for breathing. Muscles are not required in a great amount for maintaining upright stature. That's a matter of balance and alignment, and that leaves the muscles free, right? So you're breathing. Breathing is something Alexander had noticed a great deal, and one of his instructions was just keep breathing, because if you notice sometimes you reach for something, you pick up a phone, you open a door, you bend down to pick something up, and you stop breathing. It's not necessary, and it's a better to keep breathing in any case.
Right.
Oxygen is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you decide that you want to get up, again, you're going to pause. Because if you don't, you lose your chance to make a difference. So pausing so that you can direct the neck into being free, the head into coming forward and up, the back into lengthening, and that was good. What you just did was sort of checked out where the joint is. The joint is the hip joint.
Which is what I want to do first. That's why I was
yes, you
thinking
might.
about
The hips,
in
believe it
terms
or
of
not, are not up here, they're here. So the hips are the crease between the leg and the back. That's where you bend. And you can let your arms go so you're not going to push yourself up and you're not going to use momentum, you're going to use your leg muscles. So pushing down with your feet and letting your legs unfold, and that's the other half of the squat.
Right.
All the way up to full stature. So you're not going to stop in the middle, as many people do. Just remember to go all the rest of the way so that you're all the way up, vertical and aligned and balanced on both feet, and breathing. Thank you.
Good. Stop back soon to yomaxfitness.com. I hope you've enjoyed this series on the Alexander technique. You can research it yourself by Googling Alexander technique. Go to leliacalder.com. That's LELIACALDER.com for more information, and if you'd like private instruction. This was a glimpse into what this is all about, and hopefully we've given you sort of a taste of it and sparked your interest, and it can be really useful, as Lelia pointed out, in daily activity and living, but also I think it transfers really well to exercise, which is of course what I'm always teaching, in that your posture while you're doing complex exercises that could possibly injure you if you were doing them incorrectly, it can really help. Thanks.